Okay, JC, you can go ahead whenever you're ready.
Good day, everyone. I am JC Kurian. I'm a field solution architect at CDW that specialize in hypervisor solutions, and I wanted to talk to you about all the change that Broadcom made in the last 3 months since the acquisition closed. And since I want an open discussion with all of you, we have a Q&A. And if you look at the Q&A, as I said, we ask all the questions you want throughout the presentation. We have people that will answer the presentation. And at the same time, if you're not feeling comfortable in English, you can ask it in French. I will answer it for you as well at the same time. And uh, on this, let's start with this chat that we will have all together. As a reminder, we made sure that Broadcom was excluded for the conversation because we want to make sure that you can be as transparent as you want. And we understand that not all change is good, not all change is bad. It's just we want to make sure that you're you're happy and understanding of what the change are and what we're trying to help you on. We're not there to just try to sell you VMware. We're not there to just try to sell you something. We're there to help you if you need help understanding what's available that could be an option, how it works transferring and everything, what impact it would have in your environments, everything will be there for you. So let's talk about the old model. We all know that one. There's a part that wasn't known for most people in Canada because it wasn't really sold much here, but it was there. So there was two essential kits, the vSphere Essential kits and the vSphere Essential Plus kits. The one was just the same as free vSphere, but it could be managed by a vCenter, and support was optional at that time. So that wasn't typically recommended to purchase for customers due to it not having features that would help if a server goes down or anything, which is why there was Essential Plus as well. And Essential Plus, and then the difference between Essential Plus and Essential was more vMotion was supported. You could do replication and high availability, which was quite a quite a big difference between the Essential and Essential Plus. They also add the option to purchase two types of support. And then we're talking a la carte. So vSphere Standard, which was a CPU license, or vSphere Enterprise Plus, which was also a CPU license, that was available depending on what you wanted to do. The difference between Standard and Essential Plus, there was none. The only difference, you could have more than 3 hosts in your environment at those time. But Enterprise Plus was coming with more options like NVIDIA GPUs, distributed switching, distributed resource schedulers, and proactive HA to help when a server wasn't doing well, or make sure your VMs was running with as much performance as possible. And on the vCenter side, it was all standard most of the time. Foundations was mostly sold with the essential kits, but you could buy it standalone, but you could only manage 4 hosts, which was also not recommended, so you could grow. And then a vCenter standard was the normal vCenter. There was no version above vCenter standard. That was just how they called it, but that was there was multiple options that was available and manage nearly unlimited number of VMs and a host. Then there's the Robo license. Some people may not know about that, but there was pack of license for branch office, remote office that were in pack of 25 VMs, and standard, advanced, and enterprise were the options and were sold the same way. And you could have only one pack per remote sites, so you could have a maximum of 25 VMs. And it was for small environments that were not the head office. And then there was the vSphere Plus model, which was the SaaS model that most people didn't saw because a lot of the partners in Canada saw that all the data was hosted in the US, so it could cause issues with data residency laws and everything in some province. So we prefer to not bring it up that often unless the customer were asking for it. But that is also the model that VMware was bringing. That was also sold as a subscription only per CPU. And it was mostly sold through subscription upgrade program that VMware had before the acquisition, and that wasn't that was not really available for perpetual. And now the new model. The new model is a lot simpler to understand because every product at VMware had 2, 3, 4, even 5 different versions of it that could cause people to not be able to understand what they were getting, and instead Broadcom was bringing it, so you know exactly what you're getting because there's only one version of some products, and that's that's it. And about Robo, yes, Robo is gone, and where I will talk more about that later in the slides because there's um, there's a lot of things that I will talk into that front since we don't even know everything as a partner. So it's just there's things that will probably happen there we don't know yet. And the new offerings, uh, from a VMware perspective is there's for vSphere only, there's now three options: Essential Plus, Standard, the same as you knew before. It's just it's done a bit differently, and vSphere Foundation. There's one above it that's called VMware Cloud Foundation that I will talk on more on the next slide because that one is the full suite of VMware products. So and I will explain more why I see the Cloud Foundation as a good option for those who have more than just vSphere. And here's what comes with the new offerings, and that's for some people they may think, oh, that looks like they include a lot in the vSphere Foundation and VMware Cloud Foundation. Yes, but when I look at the pricing of VMware Cloud Foundation, when it was compared to, let's say, buying Aria Suite or buying, which was the virtualized suite, or buying NSX, and the price of those are about the same price as what Broadcom is charging from VMware Cloud Foundation. So for the customers that are using Aria Suite or are using NSX, that makes a lot more sense to have that full package instead of just buying it a la carte. So the package themselves are not a bad option because it includes often more, but you will be able to get more out of it for the price you're paying. And like vSphere Foundation is priced around the same price as Enterprise Plus was, but you're getting login site, and operations for included for free, and your vCenter is also free in that. Yes, Vsan is how the Vsan is no longer licensed by CPU. It's licensed per core, per terabyte per core. So it's new now. It was what VMware was planning to do with Vsan Max by removing all the Vsan the Vsan CPU was going end of life, and Vsan Max in terabyte was the new way that VMware wanted to sell the licensing. And that's why when you look at 100 gig per core, there's an add-on to add more terabyte per core as well. And depending on your use case, it may be better to go with those. Yes, if you need to renew your perpetual license, you have until February 4th to renew them. So after that, they won't renew any perpetual license, and then you for now you can still renew it until February 4th, and you will be able to after that you will have to move to the subscription model. Yes, renew support. They don't sell any there is no buybacks for the perpetual license. And one thing that I want to make clear, every offerings includes vCenter now. So you don't have to worry about your vCenter license or your vCenter support not being part of your quotes. So you don't have to worry about that. And the new licensing being per core, you have 16 cores per CPU. And since it's a subscription, one thing that Broadcom is bringing also that VMware wasn't offering unless it was OEM licensing, it was 5-year terms. So you're able to renew for 5 years, and the co-term and yearly payments. So you will be able to pay yearly to Broadcom starting May 2024 instead of having to pay everything from on one go. And there's no more SaaS model. It's all disconnected. So those who fear that you will have to connect your environment to the cloud, there's no cloud model. And if you do it after January 26, from what you will have to use those new product, those new offerings. You won't be able to just do the products you have right now. And one thing I wanted to share as well is the features that are coming with vSphere Foundation and VMware Cloud Foundation. And VMware Cloud Foundation will also includes NSX Enterprise Plus, HCX Enterprise, the full area suite, as you can see, and then you have select support, which was called business critical support before. So you have global coverage and faster SLAs. And site reliability engineering is also available if you deploy VCF through the VMware validated design. The VMware Cloud Portal will still be there because VMware Cloud on AWS still is an offering that is available. Note there is no longer limits on the number of VMs for area operations. It's unlocked completely based on your vSphere Foundation licensing. So that's something you have less to worry about if you're using Virtualize. You have the product completely unlocked. If you're using, you were using Virtualize operations, and then yeah, let's say you had vCloud Suite Standard, which was another product that VMware offered that was including the ARIA suite, depending on the level, and that was the vCloud Suite Standard is now vSphere Foundation. So vSphere Enterprise Plus only is now a product that was above that and was charged a lot more for. So you pay about the same price as Enterprise Plus, but you have more in return. And it will help with your monitoring. It will help with your log management. Log management was charged by gigabyte. With those, it's unlimited as well. So that's something else that's included with it that is less of a problem. And our opinion on the matter, there's good points of the new model. The fact that you're paying less or more in the higher end will help a lot for your renewals. If let's say you have ARIA Suite, you have NSX, you will pay a lot less in the long term. And then if you have Enterprise Plus, well, your renewal will include ARIA operations, ARIA logs for as part of it, because that's now the new Enterprise Plus. Yes, VM encryption is included in vSphere Foundation. It's part of Horizon is getting sold off by VMware. That was what I was bringing on this. So vSphere for Desktop is end of life. And at the same time, our Horizons will be sold off. That was made public by by Broadcom, that they're selling the end user computing business and the Carbon Black business. Workstation will stay. Well, it's that's the only end user computing they're keeping with Fusion, and that will continue to be sold as part of that. And one thing I want for those who use Essentials, the Essential Plus kit will be the next, the lowest now. So you won't be able to get Essentials from now on. But if you have any questions and you want to know more on how you can proceed with your SMB host, you please send an email to your account team. Greg on the call will help you as much as possible, as he knows a lot about your market and will support you as much as possible to help you navigate through the change that VMware did, and also look at help you strategize for your environment as well. And vCenter is unlimited, so you can deploy as many vCenters as you want. For those asking about that. You can already AVS will stay. That's something that Broadcom agrees on. Every single provider, so a cloud provider and large cloud provider solutions will stay. And because they see a benefit of running VMware on Azure, they see benefits of running VMware on AWS, they see benefit of running VMware on Google Cloud or Oracle Cloud or IBM Cloud. It's just Workstation and Fusion currently, from our understanding, have the same licensing and will keep the same licensing. But that may change in the future. Everything we talk now changed probably 6 times in the last 3 months. So we're trying to navigate also through the new model on our side. We can quote it. Everything is done. So it's all fine. Yes, the Essential Plus still restrict to 3 nodes with 6 CPUs only. That's that's something that will stay, even though it moves to a core model, it will stay the same. For the global license and regional license, most of the, if you buy these not through an enterprise agreement, it's regionally locked. If you buy through an enterprise agreement, most of the time VMware will and Broadcom will make it globally available. Only the end user computing. So Horizon, Workspace ONE, and Carbon Black was announced as a product that will be divested. Since Workstation and Fusion are considered desktop hypervisor stays within the hypervisor business unit. It wasn't part of the EUC business unit at VMware. That's why it's a bit complex to understand on that front, because that one was a mix of both. But for them, since you run VMs on top of a desktop with Workstation and Fusion, it was part of the hypervisor. And what I wanted to add, uh, the IT Academy, there's no more license that are the license are the same for everyone. The cost is the same for everyone. It's just the IT Academy stuff. I don't know. We haven't heard about that yet either. Educational pricing is gone, as is government pricing for currently. There's no substitute for Robo. We can provide a full feedback of this because we've asked information for the last 3 months and we're still waiting for it. And we want you to know that we're there to help you. We're not there to tell you that we don't like what we don't like. We don't. We also don't like some of the change, because Robo was part of what we wanted to keep, since it's important for our customers. And at the same time, seeing all in a bundle, I know for some people they will see those bundles and they will be like, but I don't need all of this. I know, it's just for Broadcom, they were seeing everything VMware was trying to sell at the amount of errors there were in quotes because of it. It was unsustainable if you had more than vSphere. There was about a for the VMware team, for the customers, for the your partner like CDW, we had to go through a list often of 80,000 different variation of a product just to understand which one you really needed. So I understand that Broadcom was trying to simplify all of it. So that's a thing that I fully understand.
Hey, JC. So I think some people on the call probably aren't paying attention to chat, so we could probably read out the questions, but we could probably do more at the end, unless we're already there. If you want to go ahead and just go on to the next topic.
Yeah, I will share some a KB article to help you understand what's how to count the cores, how to count the terabytes for Vsan users. The pricing has been released multiple times by analysts, and I will, but the pricing is based on MSRP, not the price you will actually pay, because through your partners, through your VMware teams, we often have rebates that are brought when you're there's no info of what's happening to Carbon Black, Horizon, or Workspace ONE. We just know it's going to be divested by Broadcom. Yes, we will share the recording as well. And 1 KB that I will share in the chat as well is how to help you understand how they do the vSphere Foundation. Divested by Broadcom, it means it's going to be sold. We just don't know to who. We are waiting to see what Broadcom will say. Will do in the long term, but for now, it's yes. And here's the link to the KB article. And it will tell you how to do it. It's all part of it will all explain of it, and how to do it is Power CLI will have a function, and you can export it as a CSV. No, the SaaS version of Aria Suite is also end of life. And
I got a couple questions for you, JC, just on the other chat channel.
Yeah.
Do we know what the ESXi custom images will look like, the OEM licensing?
OEM licensing is currently on hold, and we're trying to understand more about what's happening on this side, because Broadcom put it on hold and may discontinue it. And I'm trying.
I imagine the custom images will continue with like
Yep.
Dell, Lenovo, all the other manufacturers out there. That's not going to change. But again, you're going to be under a subscription model, under renewal. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. And all SaaS products are currently, yes, Samsung, and 3 nodes with 24 core. Horizon is getting sold off by Broadcom. Same with Workspace ONE. Same with Carbon Black. And one thing I'm posting here is a blog post from yesterday. As you can see, the information we have is also complex, and The SaaS product are Broadcom wants to move away from SaaS because they feel that a lot of customers are not. Tanzu is bundled with vSphere Foundation and vSphere VMware Cloud Foundation. Yes, Horizon will be sold. And Tanzu is included with the, like, if I look here, is it said somewhere here? No. And that's a bit why we're talking about this. For those wondering why we're having that discussion, it's because we want you to understand what's happening so you can make proper decisions. We're there to help you when you want to move to something. Yeah, we're there to help you. Whichever solution you use, we're there. And if you want your help to understand what's available on the market that would benefit from, that your environment would benefit from, that's where that's why we're there for as well. And that's also why we have this talk. I'm not here to push you on the new model. I'm here to help you understand the new model. And that's why that's why I'm trying to make sure that people understand that we're not there to sell you VMware. We're there to help you understand what the future look like. And that's why we're answering your questions. We're not we're trying to make sure that the information is also available everywhere. Oh, Dennis, I just saw your question as well. Site Recovery Manager is licensed per VM, yes. In for the on-premise one, if you it's VMware Cloud Disaster Recovery, which is the one that connects with VMware Cloud on AWS. That one is licensed per terabyte and per VM. vSphere standard is staying as the same. It's not changing. Custom image will still exist, and I want to see. But I know that some people wonder about that, but custom image will still exist. I had a discussion with the Lenovo team, the Dell team, the Cisco team, the HP team. They all said they will still do it as needed. Give me 3 seconds. I didn't include pricing because that's MSRP, but I'm gonna find it. Sorry, there was about 20 different documents I had to go through. There's a lot to think about, and that's why we wanted to make sure that you get this information as soon as possible. Like as much as we would like to have all details, we even don't have all details. I just shared a screenshot of the new MSRP in USD per year of each license, which if I look at the old SaaS model is cheaper for vSphere Foundation, and the vSphere Enterprise Plus in subscription was a lot cheaper as well. That was the same price as vSphere Plus. The calculator tool is impossible to build because most of the time when you go through a partner like CDW, any other partner, or even through VMware Direct for those who have access to direct sales, it's all going to be different pricing that you see there. Because each partner, when we work to get you the best pricing, we push down the pricing as much as we can. And yes, I didn't mind sharing the cost of each because I felt that was important for everyone to see the MSRP. It's just at the same time, I look at it on, yes, the product comparison slide, 2 seconds. Is this the one you wanted to see? Because the whole presentation will be shared with as well. The SRM per VM is something we don't have yet. Amy, the MSRP is the same for 1 year, 3 year, 5 year on a yearly price, since there's no more multi-year rebates. You get more rebate for longer term, but the MSRP stays the same 1, 3, or 5 year. Yeah, we're that's the biggest thing. Like, we're talking about everything here. It's just, even for us, we're trying to get as much information as possible, and we were because it's been a really complex. And that's why we're trying to make it as understanding as possible with the information we have today. If we have more information and you have more questions, send it or send it to us. No, you can't buy Vsan with vSphere Standard anymore. Yes, if you buy the new license, it still gives downgrade rights. Don't worry about that. It's still going to be downgradable. It's still going to be a subscription. No, Vsan is no longer included with those, and you can't buy an add-on for it. Yes, for some people that may be hard because free SXI will still be working, but they won't be able to have the upgrade package or upgrade to a newer version. Essential Plus doesn't include encryption or distributed switching. No, that's only Enterprise Plus that it always did. That's why it's all part of vSphere Foundation. Yes, the pricing is like that, Cam. I'm just explaining the new model. For some people, it's not pleasant. For others, it may be better in the long term. And if you have any question, ask in the chat. It's a lot easier. Microsegmentation is included in VCF, yes. Because microsegmentation is what they call the distributed switching and routing here. And if you look at the legacy product line, you see that they don't really talk about lower version of Vsan, lower version of NSX, lower version of ARIA suite. It's all the highest version of the license possible. And yes, if you want to talk SMB solutions, Greg is there to help you. He's our SMB expert about options, about everything you want to understand about your market. And with all those change, Greg is an expert. He's probably one of the best I've ever seen on that front. And when you receive a copy of the presentation, you will also have our emails, and I will add Greg's because as usual, we get so much different things at the last minute that even the presentation wasn't fully updated for it. Yes, I understand some people will be unhappy with what we talked today, but the reason we wanted to talk about it is to make sure you make a proper an understand you have an understanding of the new model, and make sure you're if you need help on anything, we're there to support you guys. Yes, Enterprise Plus, which is vSphere Foundation now, is 135 per core per year. Full VCF is 350 per core per year. Oh, I know you guys are all upset at Broadcom. That's why we didn't invite them either. The Trios bundle is Essential Plus. Oh, they know about my opinion on everything. Don't worry. I have my ways internally, so for them to know. My opinion is, for those who had more than vSphere Enterprise Plus and Enterprise Plus with the 3-tier architecture, the new product makes a lot of sense. It's just the fact that there's no academy pricing. I'm like, that's not ideal. But at the same time, we don't know exactly how they will quote behind the scenes those pricing. Will they have better rebates for educational? We don't know. We're trying to get that information. We don't even get it. For alternatives, it depends what you want to do. Do you want to do HCI? Do you want to have more of a developer-ready platform? It all depends. That's why we have a practice called hypervisor options that I work in, so we can get the best according to your needs. And Nutanix and Cisco is a partnership. Nutanix isn't owned by Cisco, but Cisco killed Hyperflex for Nutanix. So that tells everyone a lot of things. The Nutanix pricing is a bit high. I had a discussion with our Nutanix team yesterday, and they're telling me it's a bit high. I shared a screenshot of the yearly cost per core, and with some add-ons that we have pricing. We don't even have the pricing for about everything. Pricing is in USD per year. And about pricing, it will depend on your environments for between Nutanix and vSphere, and even I will say OpenShift from Red Hat, because a lot of environments have different needs and all that stuff. That's why often when we work with our customers through a price procedure about multiple hypervisor options, it can be surprising sometimes. And that's why we have people working on hypervisor options internally, like Greg, me, Chris, and we also have multiple people on the team working with may work a lot to have in-depth discussion, because each environment is unique. Your environment may benefit from an hypervisor, but not benefit from another one, depending on what you're running on, which is why we're there to have those discussions with you as well. And if you need more help than just hypervisors, understanding the OEM side of things and everything, talk to your CDW account team. They're always there to help you, and they will most likely bring some of us as well to talk more technically with as needed with you or your teams as you see fit as well. We're there to support, not just think about what VMware is thinking. We're there to give you the best of of what would work the best with you. Connell, look at the screenshot I posted above. It's all in USD, yes. And we're now done with the presentation. If there's questions. Yeah, that's the hardest part, because even ourselves, we don't know. Chris, talk to you will have the email, and depending on your size, you will have the emails of me, Chris, and Greg to work with, to talk about looking at alternatives, because we're specialized in different markets. Greg is specialized in small and medium business. Me and Chris are specialized in more bigger enterprise, and I'm specialized more on the DevOps side as well, because there's also different hypervisors depending on if you go with a DevOps, if you have a DevOps team or not. So that's why we have 3 people in Canada to work with on that front. It will be in the presentation that Emily will send to all of you with the recording after the. Thank you, everyone. And if you have any questions, talk. Your reps at CDW will always be able to contact me, Chris, and Greg as needed.
Thanks, JC. Thanks, everybody, for joining.